Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jai Jagannath Swami Jai Jagannath. Jai Baladeva Jai Subhadra Jai Baladeva Jai Subhadra. Jagannath Swami Nayan Pathgami Bhavatu me. Jai Radha Krishna Chandra Radhe. Jai Krishna Balaram Jai Krishna Balaram. Jai Nitai Gaurango Jai Nitai Gaurango. Jai Prahlāda Narsimha Jai Sudarshana. Jai Prabhupada Jai Srila Prabhupada. Jai Vishnupad Paramhans Parivrajacharya Ashtottarashat Śrīmad His Divine Grace Abhay Charanarvind Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Vishnupad Paramhans Nitya Leela Pravishta His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta सरस्वती ठाकुर महाराज की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा। श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की जय। मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। जगन्नाथपुरी क्षेत्र की जय। गंगा माई यमुना माई की जय। वृंद देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण चंद्र की जय। श्री श्री कृष्ण बलराम की जय। श्री श्री निताय गौरांग की जय। श्री श्री प्रहलाद नरसिंह देव की जय। श्री श्री सुदर्शन भगवान की जय। हरि नाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, first canto, 10th chapter, text number 1. शौनक उवाच हत्वा स्वरिक्ता स्पृधा आततायिनो। हत्वा स्वरिक्ता स्पृधा आततायिनो। युधिष्ठिरो धर्मभृतां वरिष्ठः। युधिष्ठिरो धर्मभृतां वरिष्ठः। सहानुजैः प्रत्यवरुद्धा भोजनः। सहानुजय प्रत्यवरुद्ध भोजनः। कथं प्रवृत्तः किम् अकारशीत् ततः। कथं प्रवृत्त किमकारशीत् ततः। शौनक उवाच हत्वा स्वरिक्ता स्पृधा आततायिनो। युधिष्ठिरो धर्मभृतां वरिष्ठः। सहानुजय प्रत्यवरुद्ध भोजनः। कथं प्रवृत्त किमकारशीत् ततः। शौनक उवाच हत्वा स्वरिक्ता स्पृधा आततायिनो। युधिष्ठिरो धर्मभृतां वरिष्ठः। सहानुजय प्रत्यवरुद्ध भोजनः। कथं प्रवृत्ता किमकारषि ततः। शौनक उवाच अत्वा स्वरिक्ता स्पृधा ततायिनो युधिष्ठिरो धर्मभृतां वरिष्ठः। अनुजय प्रत्यवरुद्ध भोजनः कथं प्रवृत्त किमकारषि ततः। शौनक उवाच अत्वा स्वरिक्ता स्पृधा ततायिनो युधिष्ठिरो धर्मभृतां वरिष्ठः। अनुजय प्रत्यवरुद्ध भोजनः संप्रवृत्ता किमकारषि। शौनक उवाच Shaunaka inquired, Hatva, after killing, Swariktha, the legal inheritance, Spridhaha, desiring to usurp, Atatayinaha, the aggressor, Yudhishthiraha, King Yudhishthir, Dharmabhritam, of those who strictly follow religious principles, Varishtaha, greatest, Saha Anujaihi, with his younger brothers, Pratyavaruddha, restricted, Bhojanaha, acceptance of necessities, Katham, how, Pravrittaha, engaged, Kim, what, Akarashit, executed, Tataha, thereafter. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Translation. Shaunak Muni asked, after killing his enemies who desired to usurp his rightful inheritance, how did the greatest of all religious men, Maharaj Yudhishthir, assisted by his brothers, rule his subjects? Surely, he could not freely enjoy his kingdom with unrestricted consciousness. Please repeat. Shaunak Muni asked, after killing his enemies who desired to usurp his rightful inheritance, how did the greatest of all religious men, Maharaj Yudhishthir, assisted by his brothers, rule his subjects? Surely, he could not freely enjoy his kingdom with unrestricted consciousness. Purport. Maharaj Yudhishthir was the greatest of all men of religion. Thus, he was not at all inclined to fight with his cousins for the sake of enjoying the kingdom. He fought for the right cause, because the kingdom of Hastinapur was his rightful inheritance, and his cousins wanted to usurp it for themselves. He fought, therefore, for the right cause under the guidance of Lord Sri Krishna. But he could not enjoy the results of his victory because his cousins were all killed in the fight. He therefore ruled over the kingdom as a matter of duty, assisted by his younger brothers. The inquiry was important for Shaunak Rishi, who wanted to know about the behavior of Maharaj Yudhishthir when he was at ease to enjoy the kingdom. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. We are starting a new chapter today. This 10th chapter of first canto. Here Shaunak Rishi is willing to understand how was the rule of Maharaj Yudhishthir when the battle was over. So Srila Prabhupada very nicely explains the position of Maharaj Yudhishthir, which is very different from what a normal person could assume. A normal person might think that he fought to enjoy the kingdom. But here, Shaunak Rishi is also very clear, as it is written in the translation, the verse itself, that he could not enjoy pratyavaruddha bhojanah. He could not enjoy the kingdom with unrestricted consciousness. Why he could not do so? Because he was not inclined to fight at all in the first place. And after the fight, all the cousins, they were playing in the childhood with each other. And of course, there could be some arguments, but nobody would like to kill the cousins. But then the cousins were, all of them were killed. So, thus, the very unique and exalted position of Maharaj Yudhishthir is explained here. He ruled only as a matter of duty. He was not at all inclined to the results to enjoy the kingdom. But they were usurpers of his property, which was his rightful inheritance. So everything belongs to Krishna. So why should I fight? So no one should fight because Krishna has given the kingdom to you for you to rule. When Yudhishthir Maharaj understood, then he fought. The Pandavas understood this. So yes, for his personal interest, he had no inclination at all. But for Krishna's interest, he fought, even though it was causing great personal inconvenience. So this is called a sannyasi. So we are following the topmost philosophy of Vaishnavism, which is beyond Varnashrama Dharma. Vaishnavism is transcendental. So Varnashrama Dharma is meant to elevate a person to the state of sannyas. So we are not supposed to follow sannyas. No, we are already following sannyas. How we are following sannyas? This message, this is the prime purpose of speaking Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna wanted to take sannyas, and then Krishna told what is actual sannyas. So this is actual sannyas, which Maharaj Yudhishthir and Arjun and all the others, the Pandavas, they executed. So what is the definition of sannyas which Lord Krishna gave to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita? Anashrita karma phalam karyam karma karoti yaha स सन्यासी च योगी च na niragnir na chakriyah anashrita karma phalam. So there is a lot of unemployment today, and people are creating so much of chaos. And nobody knows how to create so much employment. But simply if people become Krishna conscious, then there is all the problem is solved at once. So there are a lot of employment opportunities, but people are interested in certain kind of employment. Employments are there, so much employment is there. In our movement, we have unlimited vacancy. But they want certain kind of employment, not employment. Why certain kind of employment? Because they think they will get a certain kind of result if they engage in certain kind of employment, certain kind of So Prabhupada explains this very nicely with the help of a story. Which story? So it is actually a history, the history of a very, very intelligent prostitute. The prostitutes also were extremely intelligent in Vedic times. And the scholars are also very dull headed in Kali Yuga. So this prostitute's name was Lakshahira. Lakshahira means no ordinary man could afford her. You have to collect. Laksh means 1 lakh pieces of diamonds, big or small, then you can afford. So it was very difficult. Of course, diamonds also were very readily available in those ages. But there was a poor man who was diseased also, and he had a very nice, very submissive, dutiful wife. But even though he was having such a nice wife, and he himself is so poor and diseased, still he developed desire to enjoy with that prostitute Lakshahira. And thus he started remaining morose. How can I enjoy? And the wife was duty bound, like Maharaj Yudhishthir is duty bound here. So wife was knowing, yes, my duty is to satisfy my husband, and I'm not able to carry out my duty successfully. My husband looks dissatisfied despite my best endeavors. So the wife asks husband that I am trying to put best efforts to satisfy you. Please tell me, where am I lacking in my services? I see you morose and dissatisfied these days. So then he told, no, this is my desire. I want to enjoy with Lakshahira. So ordinary wife would become very angry. You nonsense. You poor leper. You are supposed to take care of me. I am taking such nice care. You want to go and enjoy with prostitute. But no, she was duty bound. So nowadays, this concept of duty has vanished from the society. Everyone is interested just in the results, just in enjoyment. Where is my personal enjoyment? So called rights, so called advocations, they are all fake. Nobody is interested in the rights of women, the rights of some community, the rights of XYZ. Everybody is interested in their own sense enjoyment. Nobody is interested in animals. Nobody is interested in dogs. People are interested in their own self. I was discussing with a devotee that now this feminist movement is on the rise. So these people cannot tolerate that women should be given lesser of rights than men. But then these people, why they do not advocate for the rights of animals? Why only women? Yes, equal rights should be given. It is very nice. Nobody should be oppressed. But you are taking care of one particular body and neglecting other bodies. What harm animal has done? Woman also eats, animal also eats. Woman sleeps, animal also sleeps. Why women only? Why not animals? They are also seeing, they are also hearing, they are also walking, talking, maintaining their family and society. Why no advocacy for the right of animals? Because woman gives me pleasure. If there is no woman in office, people will not work. There's the prime reason. Women are not in college, boys don't get interested. Thus, in many institutes, they are taking women even in lesser marks. Please come, come to college at least. One of our devotees was telling that Prabhu, we deliberately give the dating apps. He is not here. Okay, to to the men in our company, so that they get into a relationship. In this way, they will stick to our company. And we are hiring more women. So earlier men were going out of office. Now they stay in office only. They work very nicely. So why? Because woman gives enjoyment. So they are thinking of woman rights. Or sometimes people think of animal rights also. But which kind of animal? Dog. Don't burst crackers, my dog is getting disturbed. And the same people are eating non-veg the next day. So for a goat, there is no compassion, but for dog, there is tremendous compassion and advocacy. Don't burst even crackers. So much compassion for dog. But you cut the throat of a goat, that is all right. You kill fishes, that is all right. So why? Because dog gives me satisfaction, so I am interested in dog. The presence of a woman makes me satisfied, so I will advocate for their rights. Ultimately, I want my pleasure. Any gender, any species which gives me pleasure, I will fight for their rights. Otherwise, the same feminist will be fighting with his wife very bitterly and would be oppressing her like anything. You go and see in the life. Same feminist. Because wife is not catering to his demands. So they will be fighting. So that is why, unless somebody loves Krishna, there is no question of loving anybody else. One will love only one's own senses. And any human being or animal which cater to the needs of their senses, they will so called love them, they will reciprocate, they'll protect them, otherwise, they will harm them. So, thus, there is no genuine concern, there cannot be genuine concern for anyone by one who is not Krishna conscious. So, in this age, everybody is interested in sense enjoyment, and the concept of duty has vanished from the society. But nevertheless, that time the duty was there, and thus the wife took the matter very seriously. It is my duty to satisfy the husband, so let me try to satisfy my husband by somehow making him enjoy with Lakshahira. But then they are a poor family, how they can afford? So she went and started serving in the house of Lakshahira, the prostitute. And she was cleaning the place, sweeping, mopping, doing everything, and never asking for money. And she continued for a long time. So the prostitute became inquisitive. Who is this woman? She has come here, she is serving, and she doesn't take salary also. So one day she asked, please let me know who you are, from where you have come. I see that you have started serving here, you never ask any money. What is the reason? So then she explains the story. My husband is in such situation, he wants to enjoy. So she was very glad with the services. She told, okay, bring your husband. And the husband came, and the prostitute served very nice food. Very tasty food, delicious food. Why delicious food? By eating delicious food, the senses get agitated. That is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Raghunath Das Goswami, Bhalo na khaibo, or bhalo na paribo. Do not eat delicious foodstuffs. By eating delicious foodstuff, lust becomes very strong in our body. The senses become very strong, uncontrolled. So that is why one who knows how to control tongue can control all the other senses very easily. So tasty food is very, very dangerous. So once in a while, occasions, festivals, it is all right, but regularly, very dangerous for those who are practicing Krishna consciousness. So she gives, prostitute would give tasty food, and then the senses are strong, they will enjoy. So she brings nice food. But this serving was unique. Why? Because all the items were served in two kinds of pots, golden pot and iron pot. Everything in two pots. So the poor fellow was intrigued. What is this? He told, no, no, please eat. He ate. So then the prostitute asked, how does it taste? Golden pot, iron pot. No, it tastes the same. The content is same. Well, really, it tastes the same? Well, yes, the taste is same. So then prostitute told, why have you come here then? The taste is same. So prostitute gave a very important message that ultimately, if a person is blind, there is no difference between a beautiful prostitute woman or an ugly woman. The pleasure would be same. But these eyes create hallucination, illusion. The content is same, sex pleasure is same. But I am wanting to have it in a different pot. That's it. All the hard work in life, is simply to have the same pleasure in a different pot. Women want a stronger pot, men want a whiter pot. It's all the game of pots. So just see, prostitute was so wise. So why have you come here? The pleasure is same. So now everyone is running simply to change the pots. Otherwise, pleasure is same. And it is okay till this point that, okay, you might just go for that pleasure, just enjoy the substance in the pots. But this so called substance which gives you pleasure, this is also poison. This is sweet poison, sense gratification. So that is why there is double mistake. First of all, there is chase of pots. And in pot also, what you are drinking, not nectar, but sweet poison. So this is the life of materialist. And more or less of all of us also. Even though we follow Krishna consciousness, but still the tendency to sense gratification is very strong in our heart. Tendency to enjoy is very strong in our heart. Vishaya Vishama Vish Satat Khaino. We may chant 16 rounds, follow everything, but I want to earn money and enjoy. This tendency of enjoyment does not go from the heart. And this tendency, fruity mentality, is the cause of all problems in our life. So, as long as this desire to do sense gratification is there in the heart, so long we will keep on suffering in this material world. Vishaya Vishama Vish Satat Khainu. I have always drank this poison, which is very sweet in nature. Vishaya Vishama Vish. Satat. Satat means always. Khainu. I've been drinking it. So that is why Lord Krishna tells, do not do this. Simply execute your work as a matter of duty, like Maharaj Yudhishthir is doing. As a matter of duty. Maharaj Yudhishthir had no intent of enjoying the kingdom because they were very wise, they were pure devotees. They understand, of course, they are enjoying the higher pleasure of Krishna consciousness, but even a jnani, a normal, intelligent man understands that no, this is poison. They may not be relishing the nectar of Krishna consciousness, but it does not mean that I should go and drink sweet poison. That is why sannyas is very important. Sannyas is must. Anashrita karma phalam karyam karma karoti yah. So what is sannyas? One can be engaged in any work, but one does not enjoy the results of the work, but acts as a matter of duty, as a matter of obligation. He or she is called a sannyasi. Thus, anybody can be sannyasi. So there is no employment problem at all, because our only work here is self-realization. Real pleasure isn't self-realization. The work is self-realization. And that pleasure, that work can be performed in any situation of life. Topper of IIM was extremely dissatisfied. Why? Because people follow a certain pattern, certain path. Yes, I have to go to IIT, then I have to go to IIM, then I'll get job in investment banking firm. And then that would be my success. And then he told, I was very much dissatisfied. I was not liking this banking at all. Then he started teaching and is satisfied. Another All India topper of IIT JEE, very dissatisfied. Ultimately, he started his own school. Then he was satisfied. But now all of us want to do same kind of work. And same kind of work is always limited. So people do not know this. That by working, I will not get pleasure. More so, the work does not satisfy my nature that I have acquired. And even if I do a work which suits my nature, still I should not desire to enjoy the results. So first of all, I should be satisfied doing the work which suits my nature. And second thing, I should not desire to enjoy. This is very abominable. That is why in Bhagavad Gita, in the initial chapter, second chapter itself, Lord Krishna tells, Durena hi avaram karma buddhi yoga dhananjaya. Durena means throw away. Durena hi avaram karma. Avaram means abominable. You throw away this abominable tendency. Which tendency? Fruitive mentality. I want to enjoy. the results of my work. Durena, throw away this abominable mentality. By Buddhi Yoga, by practice of Buddhi Yoga. What is Buddhi Yoga? Engaging one's senses only in the service of Krishna, so that Krishna guides us from the heart how to approach him, how to become his pure. This is called Buddhi Yoga. So one should engage in service for the satisfaction of Krishna, and no tendency should be there to enjoy. Otherwise, as long as this tendency is there to have gross or subtle enjoyment, let me have more resources, more comforts, or let me have more fame and respect. As long as this tendency is there, this is poison. Vishaya visham vishay satat khaino. Yehi sansparshaja bhoga dukha yonaya evate. As long as this desire is there, the misery in our life continues. We may read Bhagavad Gita, we may chant, we may do anything else. So that is why one should be very careful to get rid of this fruitive mentality, like Maharaj Yudhishthir. He ruled as a matter of duty. Thus Prabhupada explains. Because I am ordered by superior, my spiritual master, that whatever you have learned, you should go to the Western countries and you must distribute this knowledge. So, in spite of all my difficulties, all my inconveniences, I am here because I am in duty. That is my personal inconvenience. If I go and sit down at Vrindavan, I shall be very comfortable there. And I'll have no anxiety, nothing of the sort, you see. But I have taken all the risk in the old age because I am duty bound. I am duty bound. So I have to execute my duty in spite of all my inconveniences. That is the idea. So this is the idea. That is why Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, you have right to do your duty. It is the duty which is important. By doing our duties very nicely, a person approaches the platform of self-realization. The knowledge of the self is awakened in the heart. Anyone is fortunate enough, if one is able to work for Krishna, then he gets love of Godhead. Even if one does not understand Krishna consciousness, at least this much is expected. This is the first instruction, that do not try to enjoy the results of your activities. Try to act only as a matter of duty. And if we are in Krishna consciousness, then our duty is all the very much more important. Like Prabhupada explains, I can be very comfortably situated in Vrindavan. There will be no anxiety. There's Krishna conscious atmosphere. Everyone is chanting Hare Krishna. It is the eternal abode of Krishna. Lord Krishna is always present with all his devotees in Vrindavan Dham. Extraordinary place. Why to come here to such a pathetic situation where life is almost like animals? But no, I am duty bound, Prabhupada explains. So thus this duty is very, very important. This should be our attitude. So first of all, we ask spiritual master, what is my duty? This is what Sanatan Goswami asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please tell me what is my duty. Nothing is by chance. So Yudhishthir Maharaj also, he could have given up the kingdom. It was not for his enjoyment, but he understood, this is my duty. My duty is to rule as a king. Thus very beautifully it is written. Srila Prabhupada writes, there is a very nice book, Renunciation Through Wisdom. So those were Bengali essays written by Srila Prabhupada. And it is translated into English. Very nicely Prabhupada explains. They are big chapters, but very beautiful explanation. So Prabhupada writes, so Lord Krishna comes here to help us to come to the platform of pure devotional service, free of all anxieties, love of God. So he comes, or sometimes he sends his pure devotees, who sometimes take the responsibilities of a king. Like Maharaj Yudhishthir, like Maharaj Prithu, like others, they are all pure devotees, have got nothing to do. But they take charge of administration so that people can become Krishna conscious. So thus a devotee's first duty is to ask, what is my duty? How am I supposed to act? And then one should simply act in that duty without caring for the result. Just like the wife was duty bound. Oh, husband doesn't care about me. He is more worried about his personal enjoyment. No problem. It is my duty. He is not doing his duty nicely. I should do my duty. Because my happiness distress is fixed as per the duties I have done previously. So if husband is not satisfied with me, it is my karma, my bad karma. But let me now do my duty very nicely. This is called sane thinking even for materialist. I enjoy or suffer only because of my karma. That is why in Bhagavatam it is told, one who identifies the perpetrator of the sin is equally sinful as the sinner. One who identifies the perpetrator of sin, who is committing sin, if you tell, oh, he is the sinner, he is the cause of problem, then identifier is equally sinner. This is told by Dharma personified when he was being beaten by Kali. Dharma was in the form of bull, he was being beaten by Kali. So the king asked, because king has to administer justice. So he wants to ask, what is the cause of your suffering? Who has given you so much trouble that you're standing just on one leg? So then Dharma was silent. And then he spoke that I cannot tell that he's cause of my suffering because that is wrong statement. I am the cause of my suffering because of my karma. So this is the understanding of a wise man. Thus he never takes offense with anybody who does unkind behavior, speaks unkind words, or improper action. Because one understands, one is thoroughly convinced. My suffering is because of myself. Why do I increase my sinful activities thinking this is the cause of my trouble? Nobody's cause. So thus, it is because of my lack of service. I did not perform my duties, so I am suffering. So in this life, let me do my duties very nicely, even if there is desire for material enjoyment. So that is why people would stick to their dharma very, very nicely. This is my dharma, this is my duty. That is why it is told in Bhagavad Gita, Swadharm nidhanam shreya paradharm bhayavaha. Even if you die doing your duty, that is much better than doing another's duty. Because only by performing one's duties one reaches to the platform of self-realization. And the topmost duty is understanding that service of Krishna is the only duty. Sarv dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam braja. So that is why as a devotees we ask first, what is our duty? And then we stick to those duties despite all inconveniences. This is the best employment that a person can have in life. And he will be completely satisfied. Like we discuss in the ashram some good services that we see devotees doing around us so that we also can inculcate the similar spirit and try to follow in the footsteps. So one devotee wrote very nice value about Gopal Gauranga Prabhu. We know Prabhu, he is taking care of reaching in Airoli. So Prabhu, when he joined 6-7 years ago, huh? 6 years ago, yeah. So Prabhu was a computer science graduate, having a very fat paycheck, very good salary. And that time Prabhu joined the movement. Today he could be earning a lot. That time itself he was earning very nice salary. And the devotee wrote, I am very much impressed by Prabhu that he is living in kitchen, in small kitchen. The kitchen would be half the size of our kitchen that we have here. And Prabhu is living there. So why a person who is having, who was earning lakhs of rupees, and now he is living in a kitchen where second person cannot stand, cannot work, and conveniently living for many, many months, for a long time. There are rooms available, but why? And is he distressed? Is he crying? He is in bliss. Very nicely, very happily situated. So thus it is complete illusion that changing the cup will give me happy. Ultimately, you have to sleep. Whether you sleep in a 100 feet room or a 6 feet room, sleep is same. Rather to get that 100 feet room, you'll get so much anxiety, you'll be sleepless in that place. So these people do not know. Simply to get that golden cup, I'll lose my hunger itself. There'll be no taste in that food. Simply changing the cups. So one should be thoroughly convinced this is total illusion in life. Material achievement is no achievement at all. Rather, it is the greatest loss we can have in life. Because that moment we have lost, which could have been utilized for spiritual advancement. Every moment of human life is precious. We lost it simply for buying a better cup. In that time, I could have made eternal spiritual advancement for my eternal bliss. I lost that money. I lost that time. So thus the life of devotees is proof. A software engineer is dissatisfied in a very big firm And here a software engineer is satisfied living in a kitchen, small kitchen, in complete bliss. So this is called practical proof, this Krishna consciousness. So thus there is no dearth in our life. The only dearth is dearth of Krishna consciousness, this knowledge. With Krishna consciousness, a person is satisfied everywhere. So we should be very careful. We should not desire to improve our economic levels. We should be satisfied just keeping the body and soul together. More than that, there is only misery in our life. Minimalist life. Just keep the body and soul together. And any work which we can do, which comes handy to us, we should do for the satisfaction of Krishna. And then we will be completely satisfied. And this is the attitude of great kings like Maharaj Yudhishthir. So externally, they are like kings. They are living in royal palace, but actually they are sannyasis because they work only for satisfaction of Krishna. So we will end here. Any questions? Can you please repeat the question? Who is having material desire is my duty. Yes. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Understood. Yes. Yes. Yeah. So the question, a very nice question. What is the difference between the attitude of a materialist today who is working hard to satisfy his boss in office versus the wife who was trying to satisfy the poor husband in enjoying the prostitute? What is the difference of attitude? So the difference of attitude is wife was not interested in the result. Wife was interested just in satisfaction of husband. But here we are not interested in satisfaction of boss, but the money which he'll give me. Boss tells I'm very satisfied, happy with your work, but no promotion, sir. Then we'll speak very sweet words to him. So that nobody is interested in anybody's satisfaction, but their personal enjoyment. This is the difference of attitude. So wife is not worrying about her enjoyment. Wife is worried only about duty. My husband should be satisfied. But no employee or no wife in today's age or husbands in today's age or children or parents, they can think like this. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Hmm. Yes. The question is if people are coming and asking for a particular role, so it is natural because they like to do that activity. So yeah, Varnashrama system is also as per the roles that people want to play. And so the question is why we are criticizing today's employment scheme or vocational scheme, because people are willing to do the work they want to do. Correct? They are good at it. This is the greatest mistake. This is called blindness. Pashyan apina pashyati. Nobody is willing to do the work. That is why if you go and have a corporate survey, nobody is interested in doing the work. If doing the work, they would not call Monday morning blues. They would call Monday morning whites or something else. Mondays are hated by everyone. If they like the work that they want to do, they would be enthusiastic, jump out of their bed. Yes, I would like to do this kind of work. If studies would have been very, very pleasurable, then we'll not find students in IIT, the best institute of the country, doing everything but studies after coming to college. So nobody is interested in studies. 2% of people are interested in studies. Yes, they are genuinely interested in the subject matter. Balance are interested in paychecks. That's it. I want to enjoy what comes out of this work. If I can do enjoyment directly, who bothers about study? Only Brahmana can actually be interested in study. And the Brahmanas are very rare who actually want to understand what is the cause of all causes. They want to do research work. And people today, they are mostly trained like Shudras. No value, nothing, no restrictions. That is why nobody wants to study. The top 100 rankers do not want to study. Who else can we expect that they are willing to study? But they want the result. So thus we can very clearly see they do not want to do it, but they are so much attached to the result. Otherwise, if anybody is sincerely interested in study, then IITs would have produced all scientists or teachers, correct? Why people are not going for teaching job? If you are actually interested in studies, everyone should have gone for academics. Yes or no? Or research work, scientists. But why not? First option is paycheck. Yes. The person who is apparently expert in study, he will go for the fattest paycheck. He doesn't want to study. So thus we can very clearly see people are dissatisfied. 80% of the people are stressed in their works. Brahmana will be happy. Brahmana will be satisfied morning to night simply by studies. People are telling we are not having good quality people in science, in research because of less salary. So we should increase salary. It should be other way around. So a person who is not at all interested in salary, he can understand, he can study actually sciences. That is Brahmana. Who is not at all interested in sense enjoyment, they can actually have aspiration for getting knowledge. So thus, Pashyanapinam, people do not see. Nobody is interested in their works. But it is the result of the work, the fame that they get in society, the position that they get, or the money that they get, that is what is driving them. Yeah, Shisha Prabhu is sharing very nice survey. Yes. So Prabhu is telling there was some survey where 90% of people have told if I can get a job which gives me lesser pay but more mental peace, I will go for that. Means most of the people are not happy, decided. That is a fact. Yes. Hmm. Hmm. So the question is in Bhagavatam also there is a verse, first canto, second chapter, Dharmasya hi apavaragasya nartho arthayopakalpate. By doing one's duty very nicely, one progresses towards liberation. That is the purpose of doing duties. Here also we discussed. So how does it actually happen? How by doing duty very nicely, one approaches liberation? Correct? By acting something, by cleaning the floor, or by cooking, or by selling vegetables, or by doing politics. How can I attain liberation? For liberation, I should do press my nose, stand on my head, do some of these things. or read Vedas at least. How by doing duty and so-called simple duty, I can attain liberation? So we have to understand what is liberation and what is bondage. There is no actual bondage for the soul. Asango hiyam purushah. The living entity is completely aloof from matter, but only in illusion one thinks that I am bound by matter. I am this body. Otherwise, the soul is completely different. So, the purpose is to come out of this hallucination, this intoxication, which is created by sense enjoyment. So, it is a sense enjoyment. When we enjoy our senses, we come into hallucination that I am this body, and then I suffer from the miseries which come to my mind and body. So that is why if this sense enjoyment is stopped, we will be able to come out of hallucination. That is why do your duty, not for enjoyment of senses. But you simply give up the results of your activity. Do not enjoy, but engage in duty. In this way, when a person is not enjoying the results of activity, then what is happening? Sattva guna is increasing in life. So when sattva guna increases, you are away from material intoxication, then automatically you will be able to come to platform of knowledge, platform of self-realization that I am not the body. So all knowledge is there in the soul, but simply because of this external influence of sense objects, enjoying the sense objects, one comes into this mistake. So in this way, when we don't enjoy the senses, we simply work as a matter of duty, we come to platform of sattva guna. And then there is knowledge, there is liberation. So the question is how the Mayavadis will interpret this verse. And among the impersonalists, it is told that you have to take sannyas, then we will talk. But here Krishna is very clearly explaining that no, this is sannyas. Anashrita karma phalam karyam karma karoti yah. So sannyas does not mean that you actually go to renounced order, but sannyas means you are not attached to the results and you are acting. So how Mayavadis explain that is why they have to twist the meaning everywhere, here and there. They don't take the mukhya vritti or the direct meaning which is coming out of. That is why you read any Mayavadi's book, they will take interpretations, twisted meaning. So thus it is common sense. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was debating with this Mayavadi, he told, why do you interpret? Vedas are law books, standard knowledge. If you start interpreting standard knowledge, E is equal to mc square, you have to understand standard meaning. E is energy, m is mass, and c is speed of light. You tell E for elephant, M for mouse, and C for cat. A mouse and two cat, they produced an elephant. So, yeah. So this is how they write books. Huh? Hanuman is your breath, Rama is something, and Sugriva is left lobe, Vali is right lobe, temporal lobe. This is your brain, two hemispheres. And in this way, they will interpret. Kumbh, what is this? Shum Nishum, this is something, some artery, some vein. Pandavas are senses, Kauravas are vices in the body, Kurukshetra is your body. And where is body? Kurukshetra is a place. Dharmakshetra, Kurukshetra. So in this way, if you read Mayavadi books, they will interpret. They will not tell no. There is Vishnu, lotus comes out, Brahma comes. They will tell no, this is the situation of the embryo. This lotus is nothing but the umbilical cord which is coming out of embryo. And Mahavishnu is lying in peace. So the small child is in peace in the womb of mother. So this description of the embryo in the womb. That ocean is the salt water, that is the salty liquid in the mother's womb. So something they will interpret, some meaning they will give. But they don't read scriptures carefully. Poor child is suffering in the womb, not enjoying. Narayan is in bliss and poor child is, it's harassment for him. Very simple, no? Otherwise child would have come out smiling, oh, I am in bliss. Poor child is crying like anything. Why child cries? Child should be laughing, no? In great bliss, no? Child is suffering. He suffers inside. It is great suffering. When it comes outside, again, that is great suffering. Sometimes the shock is so much that the child is born dead. Then the doctors, they give it a slap. Then it comes back to life. It is a great shock for the child. Great pain. Janma mrityu jara vyadi dukkha doshanu darshanam. But nature is very merciful. It makes us forgetful. Otherwise, with that trauma, we cannot survive. Small traumas, childhood traumas, they keep on troubling people for their entire lives. People ask, why don't we remember our past life? We will go mad if we remember all those sufferings. So it is such a great trauma. Nature mercifully makes us forgetful so that we can continue our life. So anyway, so Mayavadis in this way, they will interpret, twist everything. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu give logical common sense, then don't read the Vedas. Don't read science. If you don't mean E for energy, E for elephant, what is the use of reading? You will interpret everything. So law books, science means you understand things as it is. What is the meaning of those codes written over there? You cannot interpret. Interpretation should be done when direct meaning is not clear. When direct meaning is clear, this is called sannyas, this is this. Then where is the need of interpretation? Where Krishna tells, Man mana bhav mad bhakto, think of me, man mana. And Mayavadi will tell, one should think not of Krishna person. One should think not of Krishna as a person. This is the interpretation. Krishna is telling man mana, think of me. And they will write, no, we should think not of Krishna. Unnecessary. Then they have spoiled the entire. So in this way, direct meaning should be taken. Any other question? Online? Welcome. It's okay, I'll repeat, yeah. So devotee is asking if somehow we are well situated. So should we shift to smaller houses? Maharaj Yudhishthir Parikshit Maharaj never shifted to smaller houses. So can we follow in their footsteps? Yes, we can follow. The only thing we have to do is, before death for 7 days, we have to hear Bhagavatam without eating, without sleeping, without drinking water. That is what Maharaj Parikshit did. So if we can do that, then we can live in our palace, yes. But when there is time for leaving the body, so if there is arrangement with Yamaraj, Yamaraj will tell us 7 days notice. Now I'm going to come after 7 days or send my people. Now you be ready. So if there is arrangement with Yamaraj, we get to know I'm going to 7 days. In 7 days, I'm going to depart. And then we are capable enough that I can live without clothes, without food, without water, and hear Bhagavatam for 7 days. From a self-realized soul like Shukdev Goswami, then we can follow. So thus they were great personalities, and actually they left the comforts of home. As soon as they got to know, Maharaj Parikshit, I am going to die, left the comforts of home. And Prabhupada explains, we should be much more serious than Parikshit Maharaj because he had 7 days notice. We do not even have any notice. Next moment we can die, death can be there. So I should be much more serious than Parikshit Maharaj. Similarly, Yudhishthir Maharaj, he also left home when he got to know Krishna has disappeared from the planet. He moved out immediately. Immediately. It was his duty to take care of his family, his citizens. That was Krishna's wish. Now Krishna's mission is accomplished. Without caring for any so-called material duties, he walked out immediately. Without telling his brothers, without telling his wife, without telling his mother. He left out. He started walking. And walking without eating, they became liberated. Without eating, without sleeping. This is how Kshatriyas, they leave their bodies. They kept on walking towards the north. So yeah, but these things are not practical for us. Neither we can follow the footsteps of Maharaj Yudhishthir, Parikshit Maharaj. So as a practical duty, what we should do? We cannot take sannyas. So these are very extraordinary austerities. could have been done by people of previous ages, especially in Satyuga, people could do. We cannot do that. So, what we should do, principle is important. The principle of austerity, minimizing the comforts of life, are very important. So, that is why, if Krishna has given us enough comforts, we should try to see if I can manage in lesser comforts and then try to even reduce it further. So, the more we minimize the necessities of life, more liberated we are. So that is why there should be constant endeavor. Now we are very much used to in living in great comforts. Reduce little, then reduce furthermore, and then we will see like the six Goswamis. They were also prime ministers. They were living under a tree. So I can aspire for that platform, but I cannot imitate. But yes, Prabhupada tells this is the aim, to make eating, mating, sleeping, defending zero, and constant effort should be there in that direction. But artificially, we should not do it. Artificially, today I want to become like Goswamis, then I will not be able to maintain my body. I will not be able to follow Krishna consciousness. But yes, we should try to follow in the footsteps and reduce the comforts of life. And even if we are enjoying the God given comforts, that should also not be more than 50% of the income that we are having. Even though we want to enjoy it to the fullest, it can only be up to 50% of my income. The lesser, the better. So please try to minimize. Yes. The question is, what is our duty now? Some of us are studying, some of us are working. So, what should be our duty? So, our duty is following in the footsteps of spiritual master. Savai punsam paro dharmo yato bhakti radhokshaje. All the duties are meant to take a person to the platform of doing the topmost duty. Topmost duty is yato bhakti radhokshaje, which leads us to pure devotional service. So, that is engagement in service of a pure devotee. There is the topmost duty that a person can do, abide by the instructions of pure devotee. So that is why we are very fortunate. We have pure devotee with us. So following his instructions very nicely. And what are his instructions? Yes. First instruction is chant 16 rounds and follow 4 regulative principles. So all the effort should be put into this direction. How can I very strictly chant 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra? Good rounds, quality rounds. Offense less chanting is required. Good quality 16 rounds. Otherwise, if we are not careful about avoiding the offenses, okay, I feel sleepy, let me feel sleepy every day. My mind is going here and there, material thoughts, let those thoughts keep on coming. I am not putting efforts to avoid offenses. Then this chanting will give rise to material desires in the heart, and I will lose my Krishna consciousness. So I should endeavor constantly to improve my chanting, to bring it to platform of offenseless chanting. And then 4 regulative principles very strictly. This is the first duty. However, this is not all in all. This Prabhupada is at least this is a minimum which is expected. Do any damn thing, but at least follow this thing. This is minimum. But then what Prabhupada desires is Amar Agyaya Guru Haya Tara Ei Desh. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Guru means who repeats the instructions of the Supreme Lord. What is instruction of Supreme Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Lord is very anxious that people are suffering because of lack of this knowledge. There is nothing missing in life as we see. We can be satisfied living in a small kitchen. But the only lack is lack of Krishna consciousness. So people are suffering only because of this. So that is why Mahaprabhu tells, Amara Gyaya Guru Haya, become Guru. Everyone should become Guru. This is the desire. Everyone should become Guru, especially Indians should become Gurus and preach, spread this message across the world. So all the inconveniences should be taken to this extent. The Shai should go preach and spread this Krishna consciousness. But we can become Guru only if we have realized first. So for this, very good quality 16 rounds, 4 regulative principles, and then preach to others. This is our duty. Devotees hearing from folk residencies may carry on if they wish. We will take some more questions. Yeah. So the question is, even if I'm chanting 16 rounds, the tendency to enjoy materially doesn't go from the heart easily. So what to do to get rid of this tendency? So that is why Prabhupada has given, the Acharyas have given a wholesome process. So yes, 16 rounds are the foundation. Prabhupada explains, chanting is the Krishna consciousness is medicine, and chanting is the active principle of medicine. There is something called active principle in the medicine, means the main ingredient. In medicine, there will be so many things, but what is the main thing? Yes. So the main thing is chanting, but other things are also required. Reading the books regularly with deep absorption, 1 hour minimum, is also required. Thus, Prabhupada tells, if you do not read, then you cannot chant nicely. I have written these books so that you can chant Hare Krishna nicely. So the purpose is, yes, offenseless chanting, all knowledge I will get, but unless I follow all the other processes, I will not be able to execute quality 16 rounds. So that is why, apart from 16 rounds, we have to follow the entire process. Get up early in the morning, 4 o'clock, and then chant your rounds. Then cleansing yourself, taking bath, morning and evening, minimum, ideally 3 times, minimum 2 times is required. Keep everything clean. Prabhupada mentions repeatedly. Cleanse yourself, cleaning, maintaining proper cleanliness, that is also very much required. Otherwise, it will pull us into tamoguna. Then working hard for Krishna, preaching Krishna consciousness, this is also required. If you are free, you are a brahmachari, work very hard for Krishna. If you are having a regular job or business, offer the results of your activities to Krishna. In this way, working for Krishna is required. And then whatever you have learned, repeat, preach to others, this is also required. So this wholesome process has to be done. Then this desire will go away. Question is, there was a time difference between Sant Tukaram and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Is it fact there was time difference? They were not contemporaries? Any people from Maharashtra, if they know exactly? There was gap. After disappearance of Mahaprabhu, Sant Tukaram appeared? Probably, could be. But anyway, if it is there, so Sant Tukaram also explains that he got initiated in dream by Lord Chaitanya. And Srila Prabhupada also has explained the similar thing in the purport, that in dream he got initiated. So dream or this, both are energies of Krishna. So in subtle world or gross world. So initiation can happen. It's a spiritual process. So Lord Chaitanya initiated in dream. So it does not matter. Just like now also Prabhupada is initiating us. Even though we are not having physical association of Prabhupada, but spiritual association is always there and Prabhupada only is initiating. In a similar fashion, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu initiated in dream. Now the next question could be, why a different mantra is given? Why Hare Krishna mantra is not given? So in the past also you see spiritual masters have given different mantras. Narad Muni, same Narad Muni who has given us Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Lord Brahma explained Hare Krishna Mahamantra to Narad Muni. For Kali Yuga, you give this to all the people. Same Narad Muni is giving Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya to Dhruv Maharaj. And same Narad Muni is giving Mara 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 to Valmiki. Same Narad Muni is giving different mantras. He is giving Hare Krishna also. He is giving Mara also. He is giving Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya also. So this chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, if you do properly, it is meant for a unique purpose. It is meant for the devotees who want to serve Krishna, following in the footsteps of the gopis. And in other sampradayas, Krishna is worshipped differently. In Vallabh Sampradaya, they want to serve Krishna as their child. In some other sampradayas, Sri Sampradaya, they want to serve Krishna in his majestic opulence, form of majesty, Lord Vishnu. So Krishna assembles all these devotees as per their inclinations, as per their desires. So those who want to serve the original form, they follow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So although the followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, sometimes they serve other forms of Krishna, go to those destinations, but mostly they go to Golok Vrindavan and serve Krishna in that mode of spontaneous devotional service, devoid of knowledge of his opulences. But in other times, some other devotees might be engaged in a different relationship. So that is why different names of gods are there. But chanting different names will give them different results. Different mantras will give them different results. If we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we will be able to follow Krishna in the loving mood which the gopis of Vrindavan or the Vrijvasis they are having. But if you want to serve in a different mood, then it is your choice. Like Narad Muni, even though he is having complete knowledge of service of Krishna in Golok Vrindavan, but he chooses to serve Narayan and he chants Narayan, Narayan. That is personal choice. So that is why, as per Krishna's plan, they are chanting the same words, Ram Krishna Hari, which are the parts of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Ram and Krishna, they are chanting in a different way. So it is as per the time, place, circumstances, the desire of the living entities that mantra and processes are given. So the question is, can we consider a particular person as a Brahmana? So the qualities of Brahmana are given, and from there we can understand if a person follows Satyam, Shama, Dama, Shaucham, one does not take any salary, one is interested only in Pathan, Pathan, Yajan, Yajan, Dan, Pratigraha. Pathan and Pathan, reading the scriptures, explaining the scriptures. Yajan, Yajan, worshipping the Supreme Lord, telling others how to worship. Dan, Pratigraha, he does not do any job. He maintains himself by Dan, by charity. If there is excess charity, he donates immediately. He does not save anything for second day. Then such a person is Brahmana. Sorry. आपका question it is done? Yeah. Hmm. Very good question. So the question is, businessman is interested in profits in the end result. And if you are not interested in the end result, what is the use of being a businessman? So not just businessmen, everyone, even employee is also interested in money only, salary only. Everybody is interested in money in this age. Otherwise, why would anybody work? And so the understanding is, yes, the tendency for making profit should not be given up, but the tendency to enjoy profit should be given up. Yes, if you are businessman, Prabhupada tells. So Prabhupada gave how you should work. First is you serve Krishna completely. Don't take any money. There's one way of service for Grahasthas, Prabhupada was telling. Husband, wife, engage in Sankirtan, do book distribution, preaching, serve the temple. And if you cannot do this, then work outside, earn as much money as possible. Prabhupada has told. Earn as much money as possible. And then engage money in service of Krishna. Don't enjoy. Don't compete with materialist and showing off. No. So that is why whether we are businessmen, we are employee, we are earning, plan how you can earn money very nicely, but not at the compromise of your spiritual practices and not for enjoying that money. Earn and give to Krishna. We'll finish. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जगत गुरु शील प्रभुपाद की, जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा माई रथ यात्रा महामहोत्सव की, श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की, श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु की, श्री नित्यानंद प्रभु की, जगत गुरु शील प्रभुपाद की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे।